The nominations committee is meeting tomorrow.
Who?
If your profile is not ready,
yes.
it is not ready.
I'm ready.
You miss it.
You have to be always ready.
And those sessions are the ones that helped build my profile.
You are paying clients.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
This quote I like so much that says that luck is opportunity finding you prepared.
Absolutely.
So now, me when I look at you, I'm just thinking, Dolion, it was luck, it was not luck, it was opportunity finding you prepared. And you're saying within a few days, I'll give you the farm.
Absolutely.
And step into the shoes.
Absolutely. And that is another story for the Women on Boards Network, because we always say, when boards look for board members, it is never bring me my CV. It is the nominations committee is meeting tomorrow.
Who?
If your profile is not ready,
yes.
it is not ready.
I'm ready.
You miss it.
You have to be always ready.
Always ready.
Always ready.
So I set up Dorian Associates, and that time I'm still the chair of the Institute of Certified Secretaries of Kenya. Now, the institute then, I go to Naivasha. We were doing something for Kenyatta National Hospital, not to Naivasha, to Nyahururu. And I meet Simon Indimuli. And Simon Indimuli says to me, we were meeting for the very first time. He says to me, we are looking for a consultant to help us put together a code of corporate governance for state-owned entities. And we have decided that it is going to be an international tender so that we can get people to put together this code. I'm like, Simon, but why are you looking for an international consultant when the Kenyans can do it? He says, but we've looked and we haven't seen. I said, have you tried the institute? He says, no. I said, okay. It was a Friday. I said to him, Simon, try the institute.
We have people.
We have people who can do it. He said, I don't believe it. I said, Simon, this is Friday. Monday, I will give you the outline of a board of the code. Of the code. Mwongozo.
To convince you.
That we can do it. So I drive back from Nyahururu on Saturday. Remember, I've promised Monday.
On Monday, yes.
I lock myself in my room, kids knocking, but I am like, no, I'm working. By Monday, I had the outline, what you would call the table of contents. So I did my research. I looked at, that time it was King 3. I looked at the Malaysian code. I looked at the OECD. I looked at all of those. And I put together the outline for the code. And I took it to Simon on Monday and I said, Simon, this is it. This is it. The code will look like this. It's just the content which is.
Are you happy with it?
Are you happy with it? He's like, yeah. Can you do it? I say, yeah. So I got together a few other members of the Institute of Certified Secretaries, and we actually did
the code.
We did the code.
And it was a big thing.
It was a big thing. It has changed the governance of state corporations. And I think it's been an amazing document. As just before we finished the drafting of Mwongozo, CMA then decides that they also want to do a code of corporate governance for the listed entities.
I remember that.
So they put together a team and they called the institute to be part of the team. So I sent Ndwati. Remember, Ndwati was my vice chair.
Yes.
I sent Ndwati to go for the meeting, and they say, we want Catherine here. I wasn't part of the meeting, but they called me. So I decided to go.
So you went?
I went. They told me, you're going to chair this. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll do it. By the way, Mwongozo, we said to Simon, we will not charge you. As an institute, we'll do it for you pro bono.
Wow, so it was a pro bono service.
It was a pro bono service.
That's amazing.
So I go and I become again the chair of the team that was putting together the code of corporate governance for listed entities. And we finished that, and it was pretty amazing. We had support from the IFC, we had support from quite a number of other people, but the code has served its purpose.
And you even did public participation.
We did public.
You
came
guys to us, you told us what you're planning, you gave us the drafts for comments.
The market
and we made
us.
noise. And
you made a lot of noise.
I remember that.
But thankfully we had done that public participation, and it worked very well.
It was
we are at a stage where we are revising the code again.
Yes.
And so
that was how many years ago?
2015.
2015, yes.
2015,
it's about
so
10 years now.
So now
it's due for review.
It's due for review, and we've started the process, and we're going to review it again.
Now, I want to just remind my guys here. You heard what Catherine said. They did the Mwongozo code for the state corporations free of charge, pro bono. Now, a lot of us, even when we go for job interviews these days, the first question we're asking, how much are you paying me? What we forget is that sometimes, even internship, it's supposed to build or demonstrate our skills and what we are capable of doing.
Absolutely.
So I think we need to change that perspective of, first of all, going upfront to say, what's in it for me? How much are you paying me for?
Yeah.
And first of all, work on your capabilities and demonstrate what you're capable of doing. Yeah. So when they did a great job, CMA comes and says, we don't want anybody else. Remember, initially they were saying we are going international to look for a consultant. Catherine and her team have demonstrated. So that should be the attitude. What are we putting on the table first before we ask, how much are you paying me? It pays in the long run. Let's continue.
I actually love that point, Mary, because remember, I have set up my consultancy as well.
Yes.
Which is providing corporate governance, company secretarial services to Kenya Airways.
Yes.
But now, since it has become my mainstay, I need to build my customer base, and I need to increase my offering.
It's a business, and it needs to run and be sustainable.
Let me tell you the truth of the matter. When I started going into the area of corporate governance, capacity building for the board members, development, there are many sessions that I ran pro bono.
Yes.
And those sessions are the ones that helped build my profile.
You are paying clients.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they helped me build my profile, but they also helped me learn a lot.
Yes. You started understanding the customer needs from there.
Absolutely.
And the gaps.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Any consultant who works for a client and does not learn from that experience to improve their offering is wasting their time.
Yes, yes.
Because every client comes with different circumstances that should help you learn from them, and therefore become a better consultant.
There's a lesson in every brief.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we've done those two codes. I've led the development of those two codes. The institute then decides, there is a code of corporate governance for listed entities. There's a code of corporate governance for state-owned entities.
Corporations.
What about private entities?
Yes.
So then I lead the development of the ICS code of corporate governance for private entities. Done and dusted.
3 done.
3 done. Then we say, what about NGOs?
What?
So then I lead another initiative to develop a code of corporate governance for the NGOs.
NGO sector.
Yes, we did. That code is there. It has always been in draft since 2015.
Yes.
It never took off. We finished the drafting, but we realized that the person who was appointed to represent the NGO board on our team,
in your committee,
in our team,
yes,
when the leadership changed, they were more or less persona non grata on the other side.
Oh my.
So the code was then not accepted.
It was rejected just because we don't like you. Oh, no.
So the code was there, but the beauty is that the current act, PBO Act,
yes,
has borrowed a lot.
So they have adopted a lot of the provisions into the act.
Into the act.
So it still works.
It still
but
works.
Indirectly.
Indirectly.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So those codes are done.
That's good.
And then I asked myself, the one question, you know, in those codes we would talk about gender diversity.
Yes.
We would talk about boards should be diverse. And when I looked around, boards were not diverse. They were predominantly male. I'm like, huh? What is all this? So every time I ask the question, why isn't your board diverse? The answer would be, where do I get the women?
The women, where are the women?
Where are the women? I'm like, hiya, they are here, but where? And then the other question will be, even that one who is on our board does not speak. So why do you want us to have more?
We don't want more.
So I sat and I'm like, I can either keep on asking and getting the same answer, or I can do something about it.
Yes.
That is the story of Women on Boards Network.
I was going to actually ask you, what was the motivation for co-founding? You co-founded Women on Boards. But I want to read for you a quote from Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm sure you know this one. As women achieve power, the barriers will fall. As society sees what women can do, as women see what women can do, there will be more women out there doing things, and we'll all be better off for it. So tell us about that and how it has shaped your work with Women on Boards.
It also reminds me of the Nobel laureate Malala, who also said, we cannot succeed when one of us is held back.
Yes.
It's exactly the same. So I'm like, why don't we put together something, a network that will bring together women to support each other, to grow each other, to make the boards more diverse. So I reached out to Rose Lumumba, I reached out to Nkirote Moria, and guess who? Calvin Nyachoti.
Calvin is Women on Boards, Damu. Wow.
So I said, guys, these are the answers that I'm getting. What can we do about it?
People think the women are not there.
They're not there. Why don't we put together a network, a platform where we can find the women? So that time my consultancy is also still new, 2015. It's still very new.
You're building on it.
And I'm like, it's okay, let's set up this company, the Women on Boards Network, and let's see how far it can go. So we decided to set up a not-for-profit, a company limited by guarantee.